Pullman Porter by Robert W. Service. The porter in the Pullman car was charming, as they sometimes are. He scanned my bag tags. "Are you the man who wrote of Lady Lou?" When I said yes, he made a fuss, and I was pleased to think that he enjoyed my brand of poetry. He was forever at my call. So when we got to Montreal and he had brushed me off, I said, "I'm glad my poems you have read. I feel quite flattered, I confess. If you give me your address, I'll send you an autographed, of course, one of my favorite books of verse." He smiled. His teeth were white as milk. He spoke. His voice was soft as silk. I recognized, despite his skin, the perfect gentleman within. Then courteously he made reply, "I thank you kindly, sir, but I, with many other cherished tone, have all your books of verse at home. When I was quite a little boy, I used to savor them with joy. And now my daughter, aged 3, can tell the tale of Sam McGee. While Tom, my son, that's only 2, has heard of the yarn of Dan McGrew. Don't think your stuff I'm not applauding. My taste is Eliot and Auden." So as we gravely bade adieu, I felt quite snubbed, and so would you. And yet I shook him by the hand, impressed, and he could understand the works of these 2 tops I mention, so far beyond my comprehension. A humble bard of boys and barmen, disdained, alas, by Pullman carmen. I like this poem because the Pullman Porters were very influential in Black history in America. It is the first organized labor class of Black men, and often it helped grow the middle class because many of the civil rights leaders were Pullman Porters at one time. You have A. Philip Randolph, you have E.D. Nixon that helped in the Montgomery Improvement Association. I believe Malcolm X was at one time a Pullman Porter. So this was a very important organization and job for African Americans. The Pullman Porters helped get Emmett Till's body back from Mississippi to his mom in Illinois, and that changed the history. That changed history because it gave Rosa Parks the incentive to sit down when she thought about that young man being lynched in Mississippi. The Pullman Porters helped many people that were coming from the South get to the North by showing them the way and giving them tidbits as they were traveling. So this Pullman Porters are so important to Black people, so important to the history of Black Americans. And so reading this poem is by Robert Service, a white man, and he literally is saying that he had no idea that Black people could read poetry and would understand poetry, when these are very intelligent men who are working on these trains, and just because they were in this service job didn't mean that they were less than. And that's something we can look at from the past, but in now we tend to class people not looking at who they are as individuals. And so if we don't correct that now, in the future it's still going to keep happening. If you read anything else by this poet, please let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching and have a great day.